update because I haven't made any content um, in a while. Um, Still trying to, or still plan to build a YouTube channel gradually and maybe one day do something with it. But life and circumstances have put a squash on that for a little bit. So, anyway, what's going on with me? My son's been with me for the summer. He recently got probably the plague that was prevalent a couple years ago that you're not allowed to say, or if you say it brings extra scrutiny to your video. So I'll just leave it at that. And then I managed to get it, and I'm feeling better. But if I get up and start walking around or do anything, I'm instantly drained. Um, so I am gonna start doing some work today and work a half day into the evening. I think that'll be my first day back in a while. Um, Bummer. So anyway, what's the topic? The topic is this is kind of part of my expat series on my journey to being an expat. And this one's kind of a stutter step because I'm a little bit scared that it won't happen. And I'll go into the reasons why I'm scared of that. And then I'm going to go into my strategy for kind of dealing with those things and my plan. So, anyway, why I'm scared of it not working out, me living overseas. One is I've got some health issues, and I'm trying to adjust medications to deal with those. And my primary doctor has not been real cooperative on that, and I don't blame him. It's just a fact, and he has good reasons for that. But at the same time, those I've talked to other doctors, and I think those reasons are overcomable. Um, but essentially, I'm trying to get off of a really expensive medication and onto something that's globally available and essentially dirt cheap. And it's challenging. It's not working out quite as well as I'd hoped. I'm still going to keep at it, but it may not work out. And if it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean I can't go overseas. It just means it's a little more complicated. And I'm older too now, so if I do the expat health insurance, it's going to be a little bit more. Definitely less than health insurance here though, so I'll still save money, but it won't. At least on the healthcare aspect, it won't be like this epic savings and could kind of be a wash, which is a bummer. So that's something I'm exploring. Cost. I keep getting hit. Like I'm going to get hit again with these unexpected expected financial cost. Um, I try to keep a buffer of money. Like I try to have no credit card debt. I got all sorts of other debt, so I'm not some kind of like financial saint or anything. That I'm paying off mostly from when my marriage broke up. I got a lot of debt, and I try to keep this buffer. It's constantly getting crushed, and it's really frustrating. But if I'm going to do this move thing, I have to have a pretty good buffer, A, to pay for getting over there and living for a while. And it's just under challenge. Plus, employment. Like, I'm pretty sure if certain things happen, my employer would be okay with me living overseas. There's a lot of great things for me that it would enable as a programmer. Like, I'm basically a night hawk, so the time difference where I'd start work at like say 4 p.m. at night or in the evening and work till 2 in the morning. That's like my prime working hours. That would just be beautiful. Go to sleep, don't have to worry about an alarm clock, get up, have a nice chill morning, go for a walk, do some activities, hang out with my dog, um, and then go to work. The only thing that would kind of suck is it might put a kibosh on social activities, but I bet I could work around that to some extent. Um, and then there's the whole thing with my relatives are here, and my parents are getting up there. I've offered to move closer to help them out, and they've kind of been like, "Don't do that unless you want to move here for other reasons or whatever." And it's kind of been back and forth, and they always say, "Don't worry about us. Go live your life. Don't worry about us. Go live your life." And I'm constantly like, "Well, we need to stay in a ready state in case something bad happens. I can help out." Well, now it's to the point financially where I need to make some radical steps. But moving abroad would put me 3 days away, where now I'm like 8 hours away. Um, so that's something I gotta mull over. And then my son, who's with me part time, like his mom is cool with him living with me overseas because we'd be living in the country he was born in, and there's a lot of good things for him potentially there. But at the same time, when it actually is about to happen, who knows what the reaction will be. And then there's the complication of my dog. I don't want to leave anybody behind, including my dog. So I'll have to, well, I want to bring him with me. So that'll complicate things a little bit. Not unsurmountable, but. And then, yeah, my job, just making sure that they're cool with it. And if they're not, being able to get another job where I can make income. That, that and the health, those two things are, everything else I think is surmountable, but the income and the via the job and the health things might be the things that sink my boat for moving. But anyway, my plan on going forward is to kind of just move ahead like I'm going to do it. Um, One of the things, I'm a Christian, and I think the most important thing is just constantly be praying about it. I forget the Bible verse, but it says something like God will give you the desires of your heart. And I believe that works two ways. One is God will move in you if you're communicating with Him. He'll start changing your heart and putting it in your heart to do the things that are in His plan for your life. And then I also think that so if you get this wrong idea and you're asking God about it, praying about it, He'll change it to the right idea. And if it's an idea from God and you're praying about it, He's going to strengthen that desire and also open up doors to make it happen. It's been on my heart to move overseas for a long, long time, and I pretty much thought my window had closed um, right before I got married. Um, but now I'm kind of looking around and I'm like, oh man, I want to go someplace where it's cheap, where the food's good, where there's less stress in the society, and just kind of live out a quiet, peaceful existence. I think that's a good desire to have, but God might have a different plan for me, or that same plan just here instead of there. So there's that. But I'm going to be talking to the Creator about it, and hopefully He'll open up a way. Um, I'm going to work on my health because regardless of whether I go overseas or not, I got to get more healthier. I'm going to lower my cost. The only extravagance that I have is um, eating out a lot, and that's mostly a time management thing where I just don't manage my time very well. So to save time, it's easier to order something and eat it quick rather than to prepare something. So that's a failing on my part, and I think I could save up to $500 a month really if I just cooked food, simple foods that are more healthy, that will be in line with my health goals. I'm also going to work with my doctors and maybe fire a doctor and get a new doctor on getting my health stuff squared away. Um, then I'm also going to be really studying hard here. Um, Once my son goes back with his mom, I'll have a little bit more free time. So it'll be work, hard, or smart. Not hard, but smart for 8 to 10 hours a day, and then it'll be study and side projects for 2 or 3 hours a day. And then the rest of that will be doing meal stuff like cleaning and also doing stuff with my dog, getting him out there, and on the weekends, hopefully having a little fun. Minimalism. I'm still embracing minimalism. Um, Regardless if I live in this apartment I'm in for 10 years, just the less stuff I have. Hold on, I got to pause for a sec. Sorry. The less stuff I have, there's less stuff to get messy, less stuff to get disorganized. So I am going to hedge my bet though. That's a little bit I was thinking about. There's background noise because my son and his friend are over there. Hold on. Um, I had a cough. The cold's creeping back up on me here. Um, I forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna hedge my bet. I'm gonna hang on to my furniture, even if I ditch this apartment and go vagabond for a little while. Like kind of what I want to do is go to Europe next year, or Eastern Europe, live there for a couple months just to kind of test it out. I've been there a couple times. I like it, but there's a different experience when I'm being babysat by some really nice people. I had I was over there for a certain reason. I had some very nice people who helped me out and made sure that we were not, everything was taken care of. And then me going over there just cold turkey, not knowing what I'm doing, it'll be a good test. And I'd like to do multiple tests, but I'll probably only do one because I have been there before in different seasons. I kind of know what the summers, what the winters are like. This one's just to test how it is being on my own over there, and if I really am going to potentially save a lot of money. Testing out my theories. Um, and then I'm going to try to, and this I've got to really put front and center, spend a lot of time with my good friends, with my parents, with my relatives, and spend quality time with them. I am going to, in addition, to keep working on my debts, which always seem to I make a lot of progress, and then boom, something bad happens, and I gotta take out a little more debt. One of the primary reasons I want to move overseas is just with the tax breaks and the cheaper cost of living, and getting rid of my car because I won't need a car. Those three things, as long as I can keep my income roughly about the same as it is now, that'll get me out of debt in a couple of years, and then I can start saving money and I can actually get ahead. We're now in this expensive society where I got to have a car. Everything costs a lot of money. Healthcare is kind of, it's I'm not I'm not making progress, and I want to make progress, and I want to get ahead. Um, and then I'm also going to start doing experiments. Like I'm going to pretend I don't have a car. I'm going to walk everywhere. Occasionally Uber. Um, so those are kind of my plans. I can do that regardless of whether I move or not, and I'll be in better shape long term. And then kind of the fallback plan might be to just move to a state that's got really cheap cost of living in America, relatively. I mean, I'm not going to be able to evade the high cost of taxes, the high cost of health care, the constant little, but maybe I can avoid the need to have a car, and maybe I can cut my rent price by like, $1,000 a month by relocating. So there'd be an initial cost of that, but then I'd be ahead of the game. So I might even do that. Like I said, I'll do a scouting trip in Europe and then come back. I might do 6 months in Podunk, as long as I have a job that will allow me to work remote. What is this? Yeah, it's just color. All right, so that's where I'm at. Thanks for watching. Take care.